The Trump administration's implementation of the Syria Civilian Protection Act, better known as the Caesar Act, began on June 17th of this year, and as of October has consisted of 4 individual waves of sanctions targeting prominent Syrian regime officials, Syrian businessmen and companies, and entities and organizations from a number of other countries, all accused of financially supporting the Assad regime. Of the more than 75 individuals and entities targeted for sanctions in the name of the Caesar Act since June, however, only 13 have been designated under the force of the law itself, with the remaining 65 designations being put in place under the authority of previously existing executive orders. Sanctions that rely on the authority of executive orders, while effective, can be reversed by an acting administration at any time, leaving the fate of many of the past few months' most notable sanctions, such as those put on Syrian First Lady Asma al-Assad in June, uncertain. Though the broad scope of sanctions imposed by the Departments of State and Treasury since June have represented a good start towards holding Bashar al-Assad and his supporters accountable for their crimes, activists worry that sanctions imposed without the force of the Caesar Act behind them may be subject to change, or simply discarded at the whim of either the current or any future administration. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has made it clear that current measures represent only the beginning of a sustained campaign of sanctions under the Caesar Act, and that many more sanctions will come until Assad and his regime stop their needless, brutal war and agree to a political solution. Only time will tell if it will be the spirit or the letter of the Caesar Law that governs U.S. policy towards that goal. This has been Thomas Georges with Americans for a Free Syria.